Hi guys, welcome to Hometalk Live TV. My name is Lily and today I'm going to be showing you how to make a Father's Day apron. So to start off, I will be showing you, I made my pattern out of tissue paper actually. And I know the tissue paper doesn't run too big, so I use tape to taper right here, if you can see. And for the pattern, you can actually visit my website and get the measurements there. So for the pattern, you'll only need the base of the apron, which is right here, and you will need the pocket. You will not need the waist straps and the neck straps right here. So I went ahead and I cut out my pattern. This is the base of the apron right here. So we got that all done and ready, and I used canvas. So the fabric is canvas and it's pinstripe. And right here, if you look close, I already turned in my edges and put a stitch in through there, okay? And I left the bottom to show you guys how I did that. So, I'm gonna go ahead and use my iron, and we're gonna be ironing this in. I'm gonna fold it in once, iron it through, and then I'm gonna fold it in again and iron it through again. Okay, so there we got one line. And then you're gonna take this same line and you're gonna fold it in over like that. And then we're gonna be putting a stitch over that, okay? To secure it. So this is a pretty simple project. You don't need a lot of experience in sewing to do this. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead to my sewing machine and put a stitch in that, okay? So always secure your stitching in the beginning and the end. Okay, just like that. So I did this all around the apron. So the base is pretty much ready. Okay? And then we're just gonna snip the ends off. So don't forget, you guys, we have a giveaway tote at the end. To enter the giveaway, you guys answer this simple question. What's the best gift you guys have given for Father's Day? Okay, so we have the base and it's all ready, okay? We're gonna move on to our pockets and how to make the pockets, okay? I'm gonna put this aside and I'm gonna bring out our pockets. So for our pockets, they're gonna be going cut off on the sides like that, so it's gonna be laying like this. So they're gonna be slightly slanted, okay? So what I'm gonna do is, I did the same thing on the pockets. You're simply gonna iron 1/4 to 1/2 inch in, except for the top. The sides and the bottom is gonna be ironed in once, and the top is gonna be ironed in twice, just like we just did the apron. So like this, I'll show you. So this one's already stitched through. I put a stitch in this one. And this one, I did not put a stitch, but if you look close, you can see I folded in twice, and it's ready to have a stitch put into it. So I'm gonna show you how I did that with this, okay? So, and for the ends not to stick out, I have a little trick I do right here, right before I stitch it through. I cut off this little end just like that, and then I fold it down, and then I put the stitch through, okay? Okay, always secure your stitches on both ends. Okay, there you go. The pockets are ready to go. Where are you guys tuning in from? We're actually live from Idaho. We've had some wonderful weather, except for yesterday we had a crazy sandstorm, and I did not know sand could hurt that bad. Okay, so the pockets are ready. We're gonna move on to our straps and how to make our ties and straps. So for the straps, I have made a few that are done, and I'm gonna show you how to create these. So if you can see, the stitching is actually inside out. And I know this looks tough, but there's actually a very easy technique on how to do this. Okay? So my straps measure 28 inches in length. So I went ahead and I cut it out at 2.5 inches. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut this. Okay, I'm gonna move this out of the way. Not in my way. Okay, and this is denim. I'm using denim, and this I purchased at Joann's. I believe Walmart sells it too. There's no specific denim you need, but I do like denim. I use denim a lot. What colors would you guys do for a men's apron? Okay. Okay, and for this technique, you're actually going to need a simple ribbon. So I have a ribbon right here. And what you're going to do is you're going to use the fabric face up. Make sure it's facing up when you put the ribbon on it. You're going to fold your tie in like this and leave the ribbon in there. So you're going to make sure and secure a stitch right here. But as you're sewing along the length of the tie, make sure not to sew on the ribbon. Does that make sense? I'll go ahead and show you guys right now, okay? So I have my ribbon right there sticking out. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and secure the stitch. You don't want that ribbon popping out when you're pulling on it. Okay. And if you can see, my ribbon is right there. It's inside. I'm gonna make sure and get it out of the way while I'm sewing. And then I'm just gonna sew along the length of the tie without sewing on the ribbon. The ribbon's right here. I'm not sewing on the ribbon, okay? Okay. Okay, for those of you new tuning in, don't forget we have a Hometalk tote giveaway. Those things are awesome, you guys. And the question for today's giveaway is, what's the best Father's Day gift you've given? Okay, and I'm going to secure my stitch on the end, okay? Okay, so for this next step, so we see our ribbon is sticking out right there. I'm going to go ahead and...
Maria said hello from Queens, New York.
Oh, hi Maria. Wow, New York, that's far. Okay, so for our next step right here, what we're going to do is we have our ribbon sticking out of this end, and we have a little bit right here, and it's secured right here. To turn this strap inside out, what we're going to do is we're going to hold it on this end right here. So we're holding it real tight and tug right here. And we're going to start pulling this fabric over the ribbon on this side. So we're going to be pulling it inside out. Does that make sense? So it's kind of tough in the beginning, but once you get it going, it slides right out, okay? And this is probably the easiest technique. You could use this technique to do all kinds of spaghetti straps, all kinds of dressmaking, anything. Okay. And this is super easy. You can make these straps as thin as you want. As long as your ribbon slides right out, you're good to go. Okay, and there we have it. Our ribbon popped out, okay? See how easy that was? And you will need to make 4 of these, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and cut off what was left of the ribbon.
Barry, hello from Arizona.
Hi. Arizona sounds fun. I love cactus.
Hello from Germany.
Wow, Germany. Cool. Hi guys, I'm so glad you're joining us today. I hope you're enjoying this video. Don't forget to send me some love and give me those hearts. Okay, so there we have it. And you use a little needle or something. I usually have my needles on hand right here. And I pull out the ends like that. And then to iron it out.
Dana, hello from Puerto Rico.
Hi. Okay, and then to iron it out, I know that a lot of people will do the seam in the middle like this. I actually like to put my seam on the end, because if I do it in the middle, then on the other side I see a bulge. I see all that fabric bulging. So I just go like this, I steam it through, and then I keep pulling the fabric out like this as I'm steaming through. Okay.
Nancy, hello from Pennsylvania.
Hi, Nancy.
Nancy from India. Wow.
Wow. Hi, everybody from India.
South Africa.
Okay, and there's our strap. All done and ready. What do you guys think? Okay, so we're done with our strap. Now we are gonna move on to our tool set. So for the front of the apron, I was thinking to do a little tool set. I already cut out my wrench. I was thinking to do a wrench, a screwdriver, and a hammer. So, and this is, I'm using leather, well, fake leather, vinyl. And I will show you how I made this. So I just use regular tape on the back. I tape it to the back of the vinyl. So you're taping it to the back of the vinyl. And I'm gonna use, you can use any pen. I know that Sharpie company makes white Sharpies. You can use a white Sharpie. I'm just gonna use a little bit of my chalk, and I'm gonna trace around it. Just like that. It doesn't have to be perfect. Okay.
Hello from Columbus, Ohio.
Hello, Ohio. Okay, so I have my shapes traced, and now I'm gonna pull it off, and I'm gonna cut these shapes out, okay? And just curious, how many of you guys like to use leather? I know that when I just started sewing, I was actually super scared to use leather because I always thought it was so hard to work with. But it's actually a lot easier than you think. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and just cut them out as nicely as possible, because this will be right in the center of the apron. Okay.
Megan, hello from Delaware.
Hi, Megan. Oh, and also for the printables, you guys, I have these printables on my website. You can jump on over to my website and get the printables. Yeah. And you can make them any size you want. I know I made an apron just like this a couple years back for our little guy, and he's been obsessed with it. So I figured my husband wouldn't mind one for Father's Day, especially since he's always the guy behind the grill. I don't do much grilling. He can do some nice grilling.
Maria, hello from Romania.
Hi, Maria. Wow, Romania. Okay. So there are our shapes. It's coming right along. Okay. Okay. So we have our hammer.
Tasha, hello from Austin, Texas.
Hi, Tasha. I'm gonna fix it just a little. Looks a little deformed. Okay. And you can use any fabric you'd like for this. I personally like the leather look. I was thinking you could probably use, what's that stuff called? Felt. Because it's more of a thicker. I just like the leather because it gives it more texture.
We're making an apron for Father's Day.
Yeah. So this would be an awesome Father's Day gift. I'm sure my dad's gonna enjoy his, and my husband's already been testing his out. He got it early this year, so he's lucky.
Hello from Kansas City, Missouri.
Hello, Kansas. Okay. So we got our shapes. Okay, let me get this trash out of the way. Okay. So for our next step, what we're gonna do is somehow we need to attach these to the apron without pinning them, because what happens to leather when you pin it is it leaves holes. So even while sewing, once you make a hole in it, it'll be visible. You can't really iron it out and have it get steamed out or anything. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take them face down like this, put them in a box, and I'm gonna use my Craft Bond. And this is a spray adhesive that I purchased from Walmart, and I absolutely love this stuff, you guys. I use it for everything. I used to be like a pin girl, but I'm starting to like this stuff more. So I'm gonna go ahead and put them face down into my box, just like this. And I'm gonna give it a light coat of the spray adhesive. And I would recommend actually doing this outside, because this stuff gives quite a bit of overspray, and believe me, I stain my concrete and I can't get the stains out. So it's pretty strong, okay? I'm gonna give it a good shake. Okay.
Penny, hello from Cocoa Beach, Florida.
Hello, Danny.
Penny.
Penny. Oh, Penny. Like that movie, the kids movie. I love that movie. Okay. So I gave it a light coat. Whew. It's a lot of overspray. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna pull out the base of our apron once again. And we're gonna, I'm gonna show you how to center them right now. So for the next step, we're gonna take our apron, we're gonna fold it in half, just like this. We're gonna make sure these lines right here line up. And then we're gonna give it a nice good steam, okay? So just like this. Okay, and that shows us where the center is, right there. That's where our center is, okay? Okay. Then I'm gonna grab my ruler, and I want mine about 2.5 inches below the top of the apron, so I'm gonna do 2.5 inches. I'm gonna measure that from the top, and I'm gonna draw a straight line across, okay? And the nice thing about using chalk is it comes off with water. I used to use, let's see, this one looks a little off. Nope. Very good. Okay. The nice thing about chalk is it comes off right off with water. And I used to use the wax chalk, and the thing that sucks about that is it's obviously wax based, and the stuff leaves stains in your clothing. So chalk is my favorite. Okay, so I want my screwdriver in the middle, just like this. So I have my center fold right there. And the nice thing about using pinstripe fabric is you just go along with the lines, especially if you're a beginner in sewing. You can sew a straight line with these lines. So that's the nice part. Okay, and I want my hammer on the right side, just like this. And also, you guys, just to give you another idea, you guys can have these laying however you want. You can have a bunch of little ones, you know, all over the front of your apron. I just decided I think I want them kind of more uniform in a row, okay? Okay, so we have our tools right there, and yes, you do need to sew them on. You cannot leave them on like that. It will come off. So I'm going to go ahead and stitch them through. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to use navy thread, even though this is dark brown. Navy thread won't really show. The one thing I would recommend not to do is actually use white thread on this, because it's really hard to go around the shape, and it will be visible. So use a thread that blends in with the brown. And also, I'm gonna put my stitch on very small, because the bigger the stitch, the harder it is. So, and I'm just gonna go around it like this. And when you're sewing with vinyl, it works just fine with the regular needle. And the needle size I'm using is, I'm using the 80 by 12. And I know Joann's Craft Store sells 80 by 12. I'm sure a 90 by 14 would work just as fine too. So, don't forget to comment what's the best Father's Day gift you guys have given, okay? That'll win you a free tote giveaway if you win. Okay, and I'm just going around like this, securing it. It doesn't have to be perfect, because remember, the thread is not very visible. Okay. Okay, just like that. And remember, the smaller stitch you use, the better it is, because the easier it is. The bigger stitch, the faster it moves, and it's easier to mess up that way. Personally, for me. Okay.
Judy gave her dad a brand new house.
Wow, now that's a gift I would love. Well, oh wow, that's crazy. I want a new house, yes. Okay. You must be a very lucky man.
Somebody asked if you could talk about the wall behind you.
The wall behind me? Yeah, that's actually a 1967 edition college dictionary that I picked up at a local thrift store. And I have this big empty wall. It's probably about, I don't know, a good 16 feet in length. And my house looked like a long hallway that I didn't really like. And I couldn't think of anything to cover the wall with without painting it. Like, I thought maybe I'd paint it a solid color, but then I didn't want 16-foot solid color wall, you know. It'd be too much for an acid wall. Okay, so we have one done. We're going to go ahead.
Sally said, how about using some type of glue to do the, you know, instead of sewing?
I personally prefer the sewing. I haven't tried any glue. I'm pretty sure they make glue that does that, but I personally prefer the sewing because I know it'll last. You know, stitching is usually pretty strong. I don't know how glue would work when it comes to washing. It might come off, you know. So as far as glue goes, I have not tried it. I don't know. But I'm sure there's a way to do this without sewing. I don't mind sewing. I don't think it takes that long for the detail at the end. It looks very pretty, so I don't think it's that bad. Okay. Oh, so on the wall, I ended up picking, I was inspired on Pinterest because I saw someone do this vintage wallpaper, and yeah, so we just ended up doing that, and I've loved it ever since. We've had it for the past 2 years, and it's super durable. Okay, so there's our second one. And whatever you guys do, do not iron on leather, at least on the top side of the leather. It will melt. Where this is actually vinyl, and I purchased this vinyl at Walmart. Believe it or not, they do have faux leather. At least my local Walmart does. I know that when we used to live in Alaska, they didn't used to have much fabric, so I know they didn't used to have this, okay? Okay. So if you're ever wanting to iron this, you always have to do it from the back side. The back of the fabric. You can't do it from the front.
Nancy gave her dad a gas grill.
Oh, that's awesome. So this would be a perfect gift to go with the gas grill.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So we're almost done with the third one. So as you guys can see, I'm doing this live, and this only took me, what, a good 7 minutes to do this? So it doesn't take that long. I think the longest thing that takes with this project is just cutting out the apron, getting the shape and all that. Okay, and we're done. Okay, so we have our 3 tools right there. Okay, and I'm gonna go ahead and iron it through, but like I said, from the back. Never do it from the front, okay? So I'm gonna flip it over backwards like this. I'm gonna give it a nice light steam. Okay. Okay, just like that. What do you guys think? Okay, so next we are gonna attach our pockets. Okay, so remember I was showing you how our pockets are gonna go slanted like this. And the way I figured out where my pockets should be is when I made my pattern and my pocket, and I was making this apron for my husband, of course, so I fitted it to him and I pinned my pocket, the pattern. So, yeah, my pattern, so my tissue paper pocket, I pinned it, and then I lay it on top of my apron once it was cut out, and I marked where I wanted it. So when I'm marking that, you need to make sure that you mark it at exactly the same, So if this is 5 inches, see, for example, this is 4.5. This needs to be 4.5 too. Okay, so I have this one marked. Let's see, so this one is 4.5. I'm gonna go ahead and mark that right there. And my pockets are about 4 inches apart, okay?
Keep in mind, it doesn't have to be perfect.
Yeah, so this does not have to be perfect whatsoever. And the nice thing with the pinstripe fabric is you can kind of see if you're going straight or not. That's what I love about this fabric. Okay? And then I'm simply gonna take the pockets and I'm gonna pin them. I'm not gonna spray adhesive on this because you don't want to glue your pockets to your apron, okay? You want to be able to stick your hands in there. Okay. So I'm just going to go like this.
Tiffany gave her husband a baby boy.
Oh, that's so cute.
For Father's Day.
That's the best present you can get. Doesn't get better than that. Okay. And I think I'm only going to use 4 pins for this. You don't got to go all crazy on the pins because you just want to know an approximate area where you want them as you're sewing. Okay? Okay, I'm going to move it up. Oh, and I pinned it to the... Oh! Totally pinned it to the ironing board. Okay? Okay, there you go, guys. Now we're gonna move on to the, let's see.
Vicky gave her husband a baby boy too, 10 pounds.
Oh my
2.5 ounces.
Oh my gosh, wow. That's a nice gift. Okay, so I am just gonna go ahead and stitch along the edges right here. Okay, and for the edges, I like to do, I go back and forth, and sometimes I like to do a little triangle. So a little diamond point stitch right there. It actually secures it for longer, okay? Okay. Oh, it's not going. See, our thread ripped. Okay. Okay, looks like our thread ripped. We're gonna go ahead and try that one more time. So when I just started sewing, I actually owned one of those cheap little Walmart sewing machines, the cheapest one you can get, the one that has the straight stitch and the zigzag. And I thought that you can do much with those, but believe it or not, I actually learned how to sew on that thing, and then eventually my awesome husband gifted me this wonderful thing, and I have been in love ever since.
With me or the sewing machine?
Both. Okay. You're just gonna go around. So remember, we ironed the edges in, okay? So that way you have no frayed edges, and you don't have to use a serger for anything on this apron, which is awesome. So for those of you that don't have a serger that keeps the edges from fraying, you can do this with a plain straight stitcher.
Nancy's asking what kind is it?
My sewing machine. So it's an Artisan. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and secure my stitch right there. And I'll show you guys how I do my little diamond point, okay? So I go back and turn around like this. I double stitch it this way, and then I turn it around one more time, and I secure my stitch right there. So you can see I have a little triangle, and that actually makes the pockets last longer. So if your husband or your dad ends up using the pockets a lot, you'll know they'll stay on there for sure, okay? We'll go ahead and do the other one real quick. Okay. So if you guys are liking this tutorial so far, please send me some hearts, give me some love. I hope you guys are liking it. I really do enjoy sewing. I feel like it's a dying trend. You don't see much people sewing, but I do love sewing. It's fun once you get into it. Okay. Okay.
Northern Ireland, wow.
Wow.
Linda gave her husband a son.
That's awesome. It's such a special gift. It's a hard gift to give. Okay, and I'm doing my little diamond point right here. Okay. Okay, so now we have our pockets on, and we have our tools on. Now we're going to attach the straps, okay? As you guys can see, this is a bit too big for me, but it will fit the right man. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pull out my straps, or ties. I don't know what they're called. What do you guys prefer, ties or straps?
Patricia's hello from Apple Valley, California.
Oh, wow, Apple Valley. I've never heard of that. They must have a lot of apples to be named after apples. Okay, I'm going to get this out of the way. And for the straps, what I'm going to do to keep the frayed edges hidden, I'm just going to take it and I'm going to fold it in and I'm going to steam it through, okay? Just like that, okay? And then you're going to take this fold and you're going to attach it so the fold face up like this.
Jennifer asked, what kind of fabric is that for the apron?
So,
anything special?
I used canvas from Walmart, pinstripe canvas. It's actually really tough, as you can see. And the reason I used canvas is because it's a tougher fabric and it's more durable. You can use anything, really. I mean,
Whatever.
I don't think it would make too much of a difference. Just something The reason I use canvas is because I like the fact that it's durable. Okay, and I'm not going to use any pins or anything. I'm just going to go ahead and stitch this through on my sewing machine, okay?
Tiffany said this is a great idea. She can't wait to make it.
Oh, I'm so excited to see. Don't forget to post it on Hometalk. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and stitch it through, and I'm going to do a little X to secure the straps because straps get used a lot and you need to make sure that it's strong on there. So if you put your finger right over the fold that you have under there, you can feel that there's a fold and where it ends. So I always do this part from the top. So I'm going to go ahead and don't forget to, of course, secure your stitch. Okay, just like that. And then I'm going to do a little X, okay? And I can feel right here with my finger where the fold ends under, okay?
Suzanne's asking how deep is the neck on your sewing machine?
How deep is the what?
The neck.
The neck? Oh, this? I don't know. I have no idea. If that's what she means, I can measure it.
I don't know.
Okay, let's see. It's 5.5 inches in height, but, or deep. I don't know. Let's see. 10 inches. So if you want to use this sewing machine for quilting, it works awesome for quilting too. Okay, and I went ahead and did another straight stitch going up, and as I told you, I can feel under. And then
Suzanne's asking, can you quilt on it?
yes, you can. I've made quilts on this. You can do anything on this. This sewing machine sews leather. It sews everything. I've made flags for people on this. I've done so many things, and flags are very tough fabric. Okay, so as you guys can see, we have that little X right there, and if you look behind, you see how I told you I could feel the fabric in the back? See, it goes just right along there. Okay, so, and I do this to all 4 sides, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna stitch the other ones in, but before we do that, of course, we're gonna iron the back sides in. If you guys love this idea, send me some hearts. How many of you guys would actually use the leather and denim? How many of you guys like this combination? Okay, and I'm ironing it through. So I went ahead and ironed all 3 remaining ones. And I'm going to do the same thing with all 3 of them, okay? Okay.
Tiffany's asking, where did you get the table for the machine? It's built in.
It actually came with the sewing machine. This whole table came with the sewing machine. We bought it together. We didn't buy it separate. So it's actually super nice. The fact that it came together is awesome. Okay, and I'm doing the same thing right here, okay? So there's a lot of twisting and turning with the
Sandra
apron.
said she'll try this out for her son and son-in-law.
Oh, that's awesome. So we had one that we made for my husband, and we have one that's for our little son. So they have 2 matching aprons, and it's so stinking cute. Okay, and then we have 2 more straps that we're going to go ahead and sew on, okay? I hope I'm not boring you guys. There's a lot of sewing. Okay. Go ahead and okay. Oh, there goes my thread. This sewing machine is actually probably one of the easiest sewing machines I've worked with. I know I had more problems with my Walmart sewing machine I had. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Kanske tur, że nie nada.
Okay. So you guys pretty much get the idea, okay? So you just do the little X's on there, and how do you guys like how it looks? What do you guys think? So you would tie this over your neck, both, your dad's or your husband's, and then this would go around the back. What do you guys think? Cute? Well, thank you so much for joining us today, guys. Don't forget to check out my blog for the printable and the pattern, and we have a Hometalk live at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So don't forget to tune in then also, okay?
Winner is Judy Hayes.
Oh, the winner is Judy Hayes. Thank you so much, you guys. Bye.